3 years ago, Londoners were encouraged to lock in cheap debt, and they did. Millions of homeowners and landlords took out ultra-low fixed-rate mortgages, some as low as 1.2%. But now, those deals are expiring, and what used to be a £1,200 mortgage payment is now over £2,300. In 2024 alone, over 1.6 million mortgage holders across the UK will transition off fixed-rate deals. In London, where prices are the highest, the impact is severe. Some families are now facing monthly payment increases of 70% to 100%. 1 in 5 homeowners says they'll struggle to pay this winter, and the Bank of England has already warned, this is just the beginning. So, how did we get here? It started in 2020, when interest rates were slashed to almost 0%. This influx of cheap money led to a property buying boom, and prices in London skyrocketed. But those rates were temporary, and now reality is hitting hard. Mortgage rates have climbed over 5.5%, with some lenders offering products at more than 6%. Those with interest-only loans are seeing their monthly payments double overnight. This remortgage cliff isn't just a risk, it's happening right now. Landlords are selling up, first-time buyers are locked out, and homeowners are quietly putting their properties up for sale to escape rising debt. What's even more worrying is that the number of people in mortgage arrears has increased by 18% in the past year. Repossessions are also on the rise. If you think that's bad, the rental market is even worse. As landlords leave, renters face more than just higher rents. They risk losing their homes. Renting in London has always been tough, but now it's practically impossible. Over the past 2 years, London rents have jumped by more than 25%, the steepest increase in over a decade. In areas like Westminster, Camden, and Hackney, the average rent for a one-bedroom flat has soared to £2,400 per month, up from £1,800 in 2022. That's an increase of £600 each month for the same flat, often with no extra features or upgrades. For comparison, £600 is more than most Londoners spend on council tax, groceries, and transport combined. It's not just a small bump, this is a life-changing shift. For a typical Londoner earning £36,000 a year, more than 45% of their income is now going to rent. That's far beyond the recommended 30% affordability threshold. And when you add in taxes, utilities, transport, and food, there's hardly anything left. No savings, no investments, and no room to live. But here's the twist. The rental market isn't just expensive, it's becoming fiercely competitive. According to Spare Room and Zoopla, many rental listings are attracting over 150 inquiries. Viewings fill up in minutes, with long queues forming for open houses. Tenants are offering 6 months' rent up front, sight unseen, and some are even bidding over the asking price. Despite this, many people are still being turned away. Shelter UK reports that over a third of London renters are now behind on rent or struggling to make payments. Food bank usage among renters has risen by 30%, and many of these renters are fully employed professionals, teachers, nurses, retail managers, civil servants, people working full-time yet still unable to afford food. What's driving this? One of the biggest reasons is that landlords are leaving the market in droves. Buy-to-let property owners, who make up about 20% of the UK's rental housing stock, are selling in record numbers. In 2024, over 50,000 rental properties were taken off the market across the UK. In London, entire blocks once filled with tenants are now being listed for sale. Why? The answer lies in rising costs and policy changes. Higher mortgage rates have slashed profits for many landlords. For some, rental income no longer covers the monthly mortgage. Tightening Energy Performance Certificate (EPC) regulations are requiring costly property upgrades, with a minimum EPC rating of C required by 2028, potentially costing landlords £10,000 to £25,000 per unit. Post-Grenfell fire safety regulations have forced building-wide cladding upgrades, also costing landlords tens of thousands. The proposed Renters Reform Bill, which aims to abolish Section 21 no-fault evictions, has many landlords opting to sell rather than endure greater risk. Each sale removes another property from the rental market, tightening supply, and when demand outstrips supply, prices skyrocket. The result? A rental bidding war. Tenants are competing fiercely, and even families with stable incomes are losing out. In Croydon, entire families are living in budget hotels. In Brent, local councils are moving people out of London because there are simply no rental options left. In Newham, an increasing number of working professionals are finding themselves homeless. Renting in London without going broke is becoming impossible. But if demand is so high, why are house prices falling? House prices are indeed dropping, but affordability is still worsening. The key reason for this lies in the shifting interest rates, falling house prices, rising rents, and still no one is buying. It seems contradictory, but it's not. While home prices are going down, the cost of owning one has never been higher. In 2022, the average price of a London home was £523,000. Today, it's around £495,000, a 5% drop. In outer boroughs like Barking and Dagenham, prices have fallen by 9%, and in Newham and Hounslow, nearly 7%. But this is just the price tag. Let's look at the real cost of owning. In 2021, interest rates were around 1.9%. A £400,000 mortgage would cost about £1,200 per month. Today, that same loan at 5.9% costs more than £2,400 per month, double the payment for the same house. That means buyers now need an extra £1,200 in net income just to qualify. It's an affordability nightmare. And that's before you factor in the deposit, which can be 15% to 25%. For a modest flat in Zone 3, that's at least £75,000 up front. This creates a standstill. Buyers can't afford to buy. Sellers can't lower prices without risking negative equity. Banks are tightening stress tests, making it harder to qualify. So, transactions slow to a crawl. First-time buyers give up, sellers pull listings, and the market freezes. But there's a deeper issue. The real squeeze isn't just on new buyers, it's on current homeowners. Around 1.4 million mortgages in the UK will transition off fixed-rate deals next year. Many of these were taken out during the ultra-low rate era, under 2%. Now, these homeowners face payments that are 3 times higher. A family paying £1,100 per month could soon owe £2,800 per month. And many can't refinance because, under current rules, they wouldn't qualify. These homeowners are now known as mortgage prisoners. They're trapped in homes they can't afford, unable to refinance or sell. They can't rent out their property because rent won't cover the mortgage. They can't sell because no one is buying. They can't move because the bank won't allow it. So they stay, losing money, waiting, hoping. Some fall into arrears, others face repossession. As the Bank of England warns of rising mortgage defaults, the data is already proving them right. We're only at the start of this reset. And the smart money, it's already leaving. When big money starts to run, it usually means the real trouble hasn't even begun. London used to be the global capital of real estate investment, a safe haven for money from Russia, China, the Middle East, and the US from 2010 to 2020. Foreign buyers purchased over £50 billion worth of London property, including entire towers in Canary Wharf and Nine Elms, some sold before they were even built. But those days are over. In 2024, foreign investment in London property dropped to its lowest level since the global financial crisis. Institutional landlords, pension funds, hedge funds, and REITs are pulling out. So, what's going on? First, the numbers no longer add up. Rental yields are down. Most London properties now return less than 4% annually. Mortgage rates are up. Leverage is expensive. Mandatory upgrades like EPC ratings are costing £15,000 to £30,000 per unit. Policy risks are high. Eviction bans, rent caps, and tax changes threaten profits. The result? 1 in 5 buy-to-let landlords are selling. Institutional landlords are offloading entire buildings. Foreign buyers are staying on the sidelines. When so much capital leaves the market, prices don't just slide, they plummet. Developers are feeling the pain too. Many are pausing projects. Some are going bankrupt. Others are trying to flip unsold units at discounts. The safety net that once propped up London's housing market, deep pockets and cheap money, has vanished. And with it, the illusion that property always rises in value. The one move politicians are banking on could backfire in ways no one is prepared for. You'd think a housing crash would benefit first-time buyers, lower prices, less competition, more opportunity. But in London, it's the opposite. While prices have dipped slightly, the cost of ownership has exploded. Mortgage rates, once under 2%, now hover between 5.5% and 6.5%. It may not sound catastrophic, but when you run the numbers, it's a different story. A £400,000 mortgage that cost £1,100 per month in 2021 now costs £2,600 per month, more than double. And lenders now require stress-tested affordability, meaning buyers must prove they can pay 8% or more in a worst-case scenario. This has pushed many hopeful buyers out of the market completely. It's not just the interest rates. The average deposit for a first-time buyer in London is now £115,000, up from £75,000 a decade ago. With rent consuming half of most young professionals' income, saving that much is nearly impossible. Even with family help, many don't come close. This has created a vicious bottleneck. Fewer new buyers are entering the market. Existing homeowners can't sell because there's no one to buy. Builders can't build because demand isn't supported by finance. And here comes the worst part. First-time buyers are still paying more than ever for less. New builds are dominating entry-level listings, but these units are often smaller, more expensive per square foot, and filled with hidden costs. Service charges ranging from £3,000 to £6,000 a year. Leasehold rules that limit alterations. Shared ownership schemes that come with double rent mortgage obligations. Buyers are promised a chance to get on the ladder, but once they're in, they often feel trapped, unable to move up, unable to sell without taking a loss. Even the government's Help to Buy scheme, which once fueled the market, has now ended, leaving buyers without any lifelines. And it's showing. In 2024, first-time buyer mortgage approvals in London hit a 15-year low. That's not a temporary dip, that's a warning. The collapse of first-time buyer activity points to one thing. The housing ladder is broken. And without that base, the entire structure is shaky. So London isn't empty. It's full of people stuck in a housing cycle they can't escape. Landlords are forced to sell. Renters are one paycheck away from eviction. Homeowners are paying twice what they once did for the same four walls. Buyers are sidelined by a system that's no longer built for them. Landlords are leaving. Developers are pausing projects. Investors are pulling out. And underlying it all, policy is trying to solve a problem that's been growing for over a decade. The city, once known for its prosperity and promise, is now an affordability nightmare. Even middle-class Londoners, who used to be the backbone of the market, are being squeezed out. The question is no longer whether house prices will fall, they already are. The real question is, who will still be living in London when it's all over? For more on the housing crisis and other crucial UK updates, hit subscribe and stay informed on what's happening around you.